Terry from Ipadaro Natural Salon. How are you doing today? Who wants to learn how to thin your hair at home using a thinning shear? So this will be a tutorial on all my lovely ladies that have super thick hair and you're just getting crazy like myself, not being able to thin your hair from your lovely stylist. So I've put together this tutorial, and shout out to Cindy. She had requested by responding to my post on just tutorials and things that you want to learn to do at home, need help with. So Cindy, this is for you, how to thin out your hair. So here's the first step. I'm going to comment below of the tools that are needed and just suggestions on thinning shears that you can order on Amazon. So the ones I have are Hattori Hanzo, my favorite. So Hattori Hanzo shears. And this one right here is what a thinning shear is. You see this? So it's got teeth. It almost looks like a toothbrush. So this is what we call a thinning shear. All right. Now what I've done, Miss Lovely Rachel is my model here today, and what I've done is I've basically pieced out a section from the crown area. So in this back area right here, I've connected it all the way to the front. As you can see right here, remember the bangs? Yeah, that was the bang tutorial that we did. And I'm also gonna show you how to thin out your bangs when they're too thick. So here we go. Now Rachel, I'm gonna start from this back area. Now if you are cutting on your own, what you can do too is basically you can just split it up in half and bring it to the front, like so, right here. And that way you can see kind of where her thickness is. I went ahead and did a blunt cut on her just so that y'all could see the difference. So again, this right here, we're gonna just thin her out, and that way y'all can see the difference. I'm gonna work my left side, your right side, and I'm gonna show y'all the difference between the two as I'm thinning. Now here are a couple of things to keep in mind when you are thinning your hair. You never want to use your thinning shears and go directly in that way. That's a big no-no, because what's going to happen as the hair grows, you're going to just see a big chunk just missing through right here. And the only area that I typically recommend focusing on is your mid-shaft to ends. Don't go any higher than that, because then you'll create shorter layers. So if you're just focused on getting rid of some of the bulk on the bottom, those are the tips that I would definitely follow. So notice that Rachel's hair is dry, and the reason being is when it's wet, you can't see where the heavy parts are, right? So you can only see the heavy parts when it's dry. And never put tension when you're thinning. Just go in and brush the thinning scissors down in the hair. So I'm gonna start off right here, and what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go directly like this. So I'm gonna go in just like how her hair, natural hair, is sitting, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna cut and pull. I'm gonna cut like this, and notice I'm only cutting at an angle. I'm not cutting directly in. I'm cutting at an angle. So I'm going in, swooping, and pulling down. Your thinning shears should not pull your hair. You should be able to glide those thinning shears down real nicely, okay? I'm only grabbing a few pieces at a time, and basically that's all you're doing. So you're open, close, and then pulling down. And I'm pulling with the flow of her hair. I'm not going any further and deeper, just with the full, just go gliding with it. That's all I'm doing. Gliding in, gliding in. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, she's a little bit heavier right here. There. Awesome sauce. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. So what's everybody doing at home? Everybody enjoying the home life? Today I took both the boys and we went for a nice little walk because it's a beautiful day. It's nice and cool today in San Antonio, which is awesome. All right, not humid, thank goodness. Okay, now through the sides right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you on my hair so you can see it. As you can see right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in like this, and I'm just gonna slide that baby through. We're just gonna slide it through, just like this. So as you can see, I'm going at an angle and I'm not taking a big chunk. I'm just gonna go in and slide. Clip and slide. Clip and slide. Right there. Making it a little bit thinner. So this technique would actually work really good with bangs as well. When you're doing this technique, you can do the same thing. Just kind of go in and slide. Clip and slide. As you can see, I'm just going at an angle, right? So clip, slide, clip, slide. You can see the shears through this way, right here, and slide. Just slide there. There we go. All right. As you can see, all right, so we've kind of thinned that baby out. You see the difference a little bit? It's not so heavy. So it makes a huge difference. So just always keep in mind, go with the flow of the hair. No tension necessary, and keeping below the mid shaft. Your mid shaft is here, so I'm just doing this bottom piece right here. Okay, and constantly keep brushing so you can see as you're cutting. You don't want to cut too much either because you don't want them too thin, but that's how you can, don't just keep cutting just to cut. Cut and then brush, straighten the hair out a little bit, brush. Brush. You can also, this technique can also be used after you blow dry your hair and straighten. That's another good way of how you can really see where the heaviness is at as well. So again, like this, just going in and thinning. If you notice, I'm not going like this, I'm just small section and pulling. Small section and pulling. Her hair is growing this way, so that's why I'm going to be pulling this way. Okay. I want some sauce. I'm going to do a little bit more. Keep texturizing. There we go. This is what we call texturizing. Again, through here. And just go in. Now this technique, what I'm doing is I'm going on the outer layer and just, because I can see the bulkiness, so I'm just going in and brushing those thinning shears. Again, I'm constantly moving. I'm not just staying in one spot and then pulling out. I'm gliding in and then pulling. Gliding in and pulling. Here's the no-no, what you don't want to do, right? You don't want to go like this and then pull. That's a because when you do that, it's not going to grow out very nicely. So don't do that. All right, so pull down. There we go. And she is pretty much, again, I'm just going to stick to this side so I can show y'all the difference. She's got a lot more movement going on now. As you can see, much better. Awesome. So kind of, as you can see, how much more it's got a little bit more movement, whereas this side is just kind of hanging down because we've removed the weight, which gives it a little bit of movement throughout here. Awesome. It's created some movement. Woohoo! So I'm going to do a bounce test, right? Bouncy. Not so bouncy. Woo! See that movement right there? Not so much. Not so much. Movement! Not so much. This is funny. All right. So, oh, I love it. Now she's got a little bit of bounce, movement, the weight taken off. And now for the bang area, as shown before, I did do a bang cut on her in one of my other tutorials. But same type of concept. In this bang area, you're just going to grab mid-shaft. Don't grab any higher than that unless you want super short bangs. Then be my guest. But since we don't want super short bangs, we're just going to kind of texturize through here. So I'm just going up like this, in this motion, okay? Just moving up, pulling, clip, pulling, clip, pulling, clip, pulling. That's all I'm doing. Very, very good. Here we go, here we go. Heck yeah, there we go. See, oh, she's getting nice and thin. So this front area too, again, I'm just going in, following the shape of that she's have been placed already. I'm just doing that. And again, I'm just gonna do this one side so you can see the difference. Okay, again, right here, again, right there, just following. I did go a little bit higher in the mid shaft just through here because she was super heavy up in this area. But it's also because she's got shorter layers right here as well. So really when you pull this out, this would be the mid shaft end in that area right there. And I sectioned out this top area. I'm not really gonna touch this top area too much just because I don't wanna mess up the shape that she already has, because this is just ideal to take bulk from underneath. If you take the weight underneath right here, this will lay so much better. All right, very good. So again, I'm following the motion of her hair, following it through. All right, right through here. You can start seeing she's got some wisp now. Not so much blunt bangs, but more of a wispy bang. It's pretty amazing what these one pair of shears can do. I'm gonna leave this side like this so that you can see. I'm gonna bring her up a little bit closer. So as you can see, she's not so heavy anymore. See right here versus this side. So you see that? How much of a difference it's made? So again, right through here, lovely Rachel. Oh, you can see she's thicker here and not so much here. You see that? Whereas if I'm bouncing this side, it's not really doing much of anything. So all this movement that it's just created right here, just by taking out some of that bulk a little bit. So again, through here, I'm just gonna grab the bangs. And as long as you continue to do this throughout, the thinning shears will be pretty amazing just as far as taking them. But it's not gonna create a new shape. All you're doing is accentuating and removing the bulk of the new growth that has grown in. So you see what a difference? Now let's pull her hair down and I'm gonna show y'all the difference. Okay, so again, this is her thick side right through here. Awesome. So her thick side. Now if I turn her back around again, you can see the difference as well. This is the thinned out side, whereas this is more of the bulky side. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all. So let's thin this section out so you guys can see. So right through here. So I'm just gonna go in. She's got shorter layers right here, so I'm just gonna go in and accentuate that and take some of the bulk out of there. She's got a little bit of shorter layers, and like I did say, don't thin her out. Don't thin too much out on the top layering area, because what will happen if you have natural wavy hair or curly hair. If you are a curly hair person that likes to blow out their hair and straighten it, I don't recommend doing the thinning too much up here, because it's just gonna make it grow this way and create unnecessary shorter layers, which will start to look like, you know, a mullet a little bit. You want a mullet. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and thin this area right here out a little bit. So again, taking note of just mid shaft to ends. I've thinned her enough on that side already. out. So I'm just going up and sliding down, up and sliding down like that. Awesome. Very good. You got this. You know you can. Thin that hair out. It's funny, I used to have one of my, actually one of my regulars that, you know, that's what she always just comes in is for a thin out. And she always just says, texturize that, beep. Makes me laugh. All right. Okay. So again, I texturize a lot more on this side, on the very, very bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish her out over here. Again, I'm just continuing to brush and brush. So thin, brush, thin out, brush. Okay, here we go. Just like so. Woohoo! Mama got some movement. Yeah, girl. Just doing the back. This is a really, if you thin out a lot too on the bottom, you can achieve that tousled look, you know, where the layers are kind of all separated. It's pretty cool. You can do that as well, depending on how you style it, and, you know, but when you do this too, if you naturally normally style your hair and you do this technique, now remember, this is still creating layers, so you got to be used to that kind of tousled, like if your hair grows in a certain direction, it's going to go that way. Unless, since we're creating more layers, it's best to style to make it lay. If you want it to go in a certain direction, you got to style it to make it go that direction. So just keep that in mind when you are thinning hair. All right, but it is going to make it a lot easier and more efficient when you are drying, when you do take some of the bulk out of the hair, especially if you're thick. So again, I'm going in and sliding, just slide it in. All right, here we go. Sweet, so let's see the difference. Again, I did not texturize on this side, but I did do it on this side right here, okay? And then in the front, I did do a little bit more texturizing. On this side, let me see, I didn't do as much on this side, so I'm just gonna fix that up a little bit. Very good. Did do more texturizing on that other side, but yeah, you can see the difference, right? Much more bouncier. She's balanced out between the two. Let's do a little bit more on her bang area. And voila! Miss Lovely Rachel, you got a nice tousled look, girlfriend. Woo! All right. So if y'all have any more questions, direct message me and I'll place the comments below on which thinning shears to purchase on Amazon. And y'all have a wonderful Tuesday and we'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later. Bye.